Good morning, third grade. Welcome back for another music lesson. How are we doing today? Great. It's so nice to hear from you guys. How was your weekend? Wonderful. Mine was good. Just pretty much hung out, watched some Netflix, took naps. We all know that Mrs. Smith likes her naps. Other than that, not so much going on. It's nice to see you. I miss you guys very much over the weekend. Welcome back for another Monday. So let's jump in and get started. All right, so what are we doing today? We have Great Big House, and we are going to be looking at an online xylophone, which is going to be a super nice. I really like it. It is very colorful, and it gives us that nice, authentic, real sound that we would get if we were in the classroom together. So we have our Great Big House. I will play it for you once. I would like you to sing it in your brain. Good. I'm going to sing it for you a second time. Go ahead and sing it out loud with me. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Every room that I've been in filled with pumpkin pie. Went down to the old mill stream to fetch a pail of water. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. All right, everybody, you sing it out loud. I will play it. Go ahead and tap the rhythm while you are singing. So your fingers should be moving like so. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Try tapping the rhythm while you are singing. Ready, here you go. So we have been trucking along with this song. We have clapped through the rhythm. We know that that last note in there, that is our ta, and that is one of the rhythms that we've been working and focusing on in our warm-ups. We also learned last week that an ostinato is a rhythmic or melodic pattern that repeats over and over, and we actually found our first ostinato in Great Big House, which is this. Fare well, fare well. Go ahead and snap or crab that with me and speak the words, the text that is underneath that. Ready, here you go. Fare well, fare well, fare well, fare well, and freeze. Perfect. I am going to sing the song. I would like you to please do the ostinato that goes along with it. So I will get you started. So no matter what I do, you speak the ostinato. Ready, ostinato, go. Fare well, fare well. Keep that going. Ready, here I go. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Every room that I've been in filled with pumpkin pie. Went down to the old mill stream to fetch a pail of water. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. Good. I want you to stand up now. Good. So when we're standing, make sure that you have 2 feet flat on the ground. Your arms are being kept to yourself. Your arms need to be kept to yourself and to your own person, regardless if you're at home or if you were at school. So stand up. Good. Point your feet. Perfect. We are going to step this ostinato now. So instead of snapping it and showing that rest, your feet are going to go farewell, farewell. Again, you are going to perform the ostinato and Mrs. Smith will sing the song. I will get you guys started. With me, ready, ostinato, go. Rest, farewell, farewell, farewell. Keep that going in your feet. Stick to the ostinato, farewell. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Every room that I've been in filled with pumpkin pie. Went down to the old mill stream to fetch a pail of water. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. Farewell. Freeze. Perfect. So looking at your own performance of that as you were stepping it, what did you do well? What do you think you could work on for next time? Or what do you think you could improve on? So I know sometimes whenever I am stepping it, sometimes I really need to focus to make sure that my pattern or my ostinato is very, very steady and it doesn't start to incorporate some of the rhythms that are in the song. So it's really important to stay in your lane and not get thrown off by everything else. Good. Go ahead and sit back down. So this time I would like you to sing the song and I am going to do something. So you sing the song. Ready, go. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. So what did I do? I did start to sing along with you just to help you out, but what were my hands doing? Yeah, they were doing something else. Were they doing the same thing as our, or was it different? It was different. So we have another ostinato pattern. So this is our second ostinato, and this incorporates what two notes? What two kinds of rhythms? We have our ta, which is right there. And what other kind of note do we have? Yes, our ta. So these are the two kinds of rhythms that make up our ostinato too. Go ahead and perform it after me. Great, big, awesome house. Great, big, awesome house. Say it with me. Here you go. Great, big, awesome house. Great, big, awesome house. Keep that going, third grade. Keep that going, please. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Every room that I've been in filled with pumpkin pie. Went down to the old mill stream to fetch a pail of water. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. Freeze. So how was that? Did you have more trouble keeping that one steady than the first one, or was this one easier for you? Yeah, that one has a little bit more to think about. Which one did you feel that you performed better? The first pattern or the second one? So this time I would like everybody to perform the second ostinato pattern while you are singing the song. So I will get the ostinato started with you. However, I'm going to challenge you to keep your hands going with the ostinato while you are singing the song. Now, this is like a level 2 thing. This is if you want to go for it, go for it. If you want to challenge yourself, if you want to stay on level 1 is just performing the ostinato without singing. So it's up to you. Raise your hand if you are going to do just level 1 and clapping the ostinato. Raise your hand if you're going to do level 2, which is ostinato and singing at the same time. All right. I will get you started. Once the singing needs to begin, I will count you in and play the piano with you. All right, ostinato. 1, 2, here you go. Awesome house. Great, big, awesome house. Keep that going, please, third grade. 1, 2, sing and go. Ooh, that was tricky. How do you think you did on a scale of 1 to 5? 1 was like, oh my gosh, Mrs. Smith, I had no idea what I was doing. That was super, super hard. Or 5 was like, I'm rocking it, I'm doing it, and that was great. Cool. All right, so before we go, I would like everybody, once you are done with this lesson video, you can go ahead and click this link. Once you click this link, it is going to take you to something that looks like this. So this is an online xylophone, as I talked to you before. And if you play it, which let me stop presenting for a second and I will share the audio with it. Okay, so I'm just going to present a tab and you'll be able to hear what it sounds like. Cool. So if you play this, that is pretty similar to how a xylophone would sound in the music room, which, like you guys know, we play instruments a lot in music class. So what I would like you to do over the next week is just play around with us a little bit. You can play some of our ostinatos that we just learned here. So we can play fare well, fare well, fare well, fare well, fare well. You can play our second ostinato pattern, which is great, big, awesome house. Great, big, awesome house. So play around with that. You can just play different patterns. You can make up your own song on this online xylophone. You can practice your ostinato patterns. I just want you to explore around with it, have some fun, hear some musical instruments that we don't get to hear very often right now, especially still being virtual. So yeah. So third grade, all you guys have to do for this week is make sure that you watch and participate with this lesson video and explore the online xylophone. Play around with it, have fun with it, and just make some music at home. Make some music with your brothers and sisters if you have them, with mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, anybody that's floating around with you at home. Just have a good time. All right, third grade. So that is all that I have for you today. I hope everybody has an awesome Monday. Third grade, I will see you today for office hours at 3 p.m. Remember, that's just a time for you to come in, ask questions. It's a time for us to maybe play a little game if we have time. So yeah, have a wonderful day, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.